Going to give a statement here, and if it isn't for Zack Ryder, we don't have AEW.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Well, what did AEW come from? The success of the Bullet Club and the Elite. Where was a lot of the success from the Elite generated from?
Right. Their YouTube
Being the
show.
Elite YouTube. So
True. True.
without Zack Ryder laying that groundwork, I don't know if you get that. If you get that, if the Bullet Club becomes that big,
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of things that Z True Hollywood Stories or Z whatever it was called, I forget. Thank you. Where a lot of things he did there really got promoters to be lax on what they allowed talent to do on social media.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, wait a minute here. This could be good for business. Whereas at that time, Zack Ryder was under Vince McMahon, who didn't see it.
Well, it's interesting because, he was very successful on YouTube promoting the show, which of course, carried over into, the fans reacting to him and getting him over. But then, we always hear these stories about how in WWE, at least at that time, they would tend to resent you if you got over and you weren't supposed to necessarily, because it was something that wasn't part of their plan. And then WWE kind of took over the show and effectively wrecked it because that's what happens, and then that led to it ending, and eventually he was gone from the promotion eventually, and then struck out on his own using his real name, Matt Cardona, and
And
being very
again, he really was, I think, the guy that him and Cody were the two guys that really, and Drew McIntyre, really forged this idea that being released from WWE is not the end of your career.
right, right. As JR says, you go learn a new hold.
I mean, not just a new hold, but a new everything.
Yeah.
Because on the indies, they don't give you a gimmick.
Right,
You have to find it.
right.
And you have to find what works. And so those guys really, really did such a great job with that. So I think that that's so important for us to get out there is that those three guys, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and Zack Ryder, now known as Matt Cardona, really laid that groundwork. Without Mercedes Monet, for those of you that are fans of hers, she doesn't run. There isn't an AEW. I mean, and I firmly believe that.
I did think of another example where they've brought back, but this is NXT, where they brought back somebody under their new persona using what I assume is their real name. That's Ty Dillinger. After spending time in AEW
Yes.
as Sean Spears, he went back to NXT as Sean Spears. And I don't think they even acknowledge Ty Dillinger, though. I think they
But
treat him
that,
like he's a
but
completely different guy, if I'm
my
not mistaken.
my thing is that didn't even generate the buzz they hoped it would. I don't think.
What specifically?
Just he came back and people are like, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
Yeah, well, because he was coming back as this new guy.
And I think
Which
he
I
had a
like, by the
couple.
way. I do like his gimmick. I don't watch enough NXT, but I like his gimmick. I think
I
it's
mean, he had a couple PLE main events, but my point is like when you do something like this, it's more important what do you do with the momentum from this now? Like obviously this guy, Matt Cardona's strap a rocket to his ass because
yeah,
you could have him do anything and the crowd's gonna be behind it. Are you willing to do that though, if you're the powers that be in
yeah,
WWE? That remains to be seen. But I've
yeah.
always been a believer in if someone returns and they got momentum, your plans be damned. You run with the momentum and you see if you can get it to work because a good idea and a good story is always going to be there.
Hmm.
It's always going to be there. It's not a situation where you sit there and you're like, well, this isn't going to, if we don't do it now, it isn't going to happen. No, you can always go back. That's a great thing about writing stories.